Lisbon's Baixa, Alfama, and Rossio districts each offer a distinct slice of the city's soul. Baixa is grand and orderly, Alfama is ancient and intimate, while Rossio is lively and central. Together, they form the historic and cultural core of Lisbon. Alfama is the soul of Old Lisbon. Historic highlights include Castelo de São Jorge, the Lisbon Cathedral, and the Miradouros. Alfama feels like a village within a city, romantic, nostalgic, and deeply rooted in Lisbon's past. Baixa is Lisbon's rebuilt heart. Key landmarks include the Praça do Comércio, Rua Augusta, and the Santa Justa lift. Baixa is Lisbon's commercial hub, filled with shops, hotels, and cafes. Rossio is the city's beating heart. Rossio has seen everything from Inquisition bonfires to royal and intellectual gatherings. The central square is officially called Praça Dom Pedro IV. Rossio is the vibrant center of Lisbon life, surrounded by cafes, shops, and nightlife, making Rossio a favorite meeting spot for locals and tourists. Together, these districts offer a layered experience of Lisbon's history, architecture, and daily rhythm. Baixa's grandeur, Alfa's intimacy, and Rossio's energy make them essential stops for any visitor. Alfama is Lisbon's oldest district, with roots stretching back to Roman times and a rich legacy shaped by Moorish rule, medieval resilience, and the soulful rhythms of fado. Nestled between the Castelo da São Jorge and the Tagus River, Alfama is a living tapestry of Lisbon's layered history. Its name derives from the Arabic Il Hama, meaning hot springs, a nod to its origins during the Islamic occupation of the Iberian Peninsula. Archaeological traces suggest early settlement in Alfama with Roman infrastructure influencing the area's layout. Between the 8th and 12th century, the Alfama area was under Moorish control, where it flourished as a residential quarter under Muslim rule. Its maze-like streets were designed for shade and defense, and the district's name reflects the presence of bathhouses and fountains. Alfama fell to Christian conquest in 1147 when it was reclaimed by Alonso I, but Alfama retained its Moorish character, but gradually integrated Christian institutions including churches and convents. During the medieval and Renaissance era, Alfama was home to fishermen, dock workers, and artisans. Despite its modest status, it developed a strong communal identity. The earthquake of 1755 destroyed much of Lisbon. However, Alfama's dense, irregular layout and sturdy construction helped it survive relatively intact. During the 19th and 20th century, Alfama became synonymous with fado, Portugal's melancholic musical tradition. Taverns and cafes hosted performances and that echoes the district's working class soul. Alfama is considered the birthplace of fado. The Museu do Fado and numerous casas de fado preserve and celebrate the UNESCO-recognized tradition. Landmarks like the Lisbon Cathedral and the Church of São Vicente de Foro reflect Alfama's spiritual evolution. The Festas de Lisboa in June transformed Alfama into a vibrant street for party, honoring St. Anthony with grilled sardines, music, and dancing. Alfama's resilience and authenticity make it a counterpoint to Alfama's more modernized districts. Its steep alleys, laundry-draped balconies, and hidden courtyards evoke a city that remembers. It's a district of renovation, surviving conquests, disasters, and gentrification while retaining its soul. Alfama is Lisbon's oldest district, known for its narrow, winding streets, historic buildings, and fado music heritage. With attractions like Castelo de São Jorge, the National Pantheon, and Miradouros, the neighborhood is safe, though visitors should be mindful of petty crime in crowded tourist areas, and it can be challenging for those with limited mobility due to the steep, uneven cobblestones. The district is the birthplace of fado music, a soulful and melancholic genre that can be heard in many local restaurants and fado houses. The Fado Museum is also located here. Walking through Alfama is like stepping back in time, with narrow cobblestone streets, small squares, and a strong sense of community. You can see residents chatting from balconies and laundry hanging from the windows. Things to do in Alfama include visiting the Castelo de São Jorge National Pantheon, Lisbon Cathedral, and perhaps taking a ride on the historic tram 28. Castelo de São Jorge is located above the district and offers a panoramic view of the city. The National Pantheon is the final resting place of many famous Portuguese figures, including poet Luís de Camões and singer Amélia Rodrigues. The Lisbon Cathedral is the city's oldest cathedral, built in 1147. Tram 28 is the historic tram made for a scenic and winding ride through the narrow streets, but be aware it can be very crowded and is a target for pickpockets. Alfama is a very hilly district with many uneven cobblestones, so comfortable walking shoes are essential. While Alfama is generally considered a safe neighborhood with low crime rates, petty theft can occur in crowded areas, so it's important to be cautious with your belongings. Baixa's history is defined by rebirth. It was completely rebuilt after the catastrophic 1755 Lisbon earthquake, becoming one of Europe's first examples of modern urban planning. On November 1st, 1755, Lisbon was devastated by a massive earthquake followed by a tsunami and fires. The Baixa district, which was then the city's commercial core, was almost entirely destroyed. Marquis of Pombal, Portugal's prime minister, led the reconstruction. His vision gave rise to Baixa Pombalina, a rational, grid-based urban layout that replaced the medieval maze. The new Baixa was designed by Eugenio dos Santos and Carlos Mardel, incorporating Enlightenment ideals. Baixa has a grid-like layout. Straight streets were laid out in a strict orthogonal pattern. After the earthquake, buildings were built in neoclassical architecture with uniform facades and earthquake-resistant buildings. Streets were named after professions. It became one of the first earthquake-engineered districts in Europe, with anti-seismic wooden framework known as Gaiolo Pombalina. Baixa re-emerged as Lisbon's economic and civic center, linking the waterfront Praça do Comércio with the lively Rossio and Figueiredo squares. It housed ministries, banks, shops, and cafes, and became a symbol of Portugal's resilience and modernization. Over time, Baixa absorbed Art Deco and modernist touches, though its core neoclassical identity remained. It saw waves of commercial expansion, especially along Rua Augusta, which became a pedestrian artery lined with boutiques and restaurants. Baixa is a UNESCO tentative site celebrated for its historical significance and architectural coherence. It remains a vibrant district blending tourism, commerce, and civic life. It's often the first stop for visitors exploring Lisbon's layered history. The Baixa district is the historic downtown of Lisbon, Portugal, known for its grid-like street plan, major squares like Praça do Comércio and Rossio Square, and being the commercial and cultural heart of the city. It is characterized by neoclassical architecture, luxury shops, restaurants, and hotels, and serves as a central hub for visitors and a major transport point. Centrally located in Lisbon, stretching from the riverside Praça do Comércio to Rossio Square and Avenida da Liberdade. The district was rebuilt in the 18th century with modern grid-like layout of straight streets that intersect at right angles. Major public spaces include the Grand Praça do Comércio and the bustling Rossio Square. Baixa is a popular destination for shopping, with traditional and luxury stores, as well as numerous cafes and restaurants. Explore the checkerboard street patterns of Baixa, particularly the pedestrianized Rua Augusta. Visit the squares such as Praça do Comércio by the river, or the fountains and wave-patterned pavements of Rossio Square. Some might also like to ride the Santa Justa lift to get a panoramic view of the city. Baixa is relatively flat, making it comfortable to walk and explore the area, especially compared to Lisbon's other hilly districts. Be aware of your surroundings, as pickpocketing is common in crowded tourist areas such as Praça do Comércio and Rossio Square. Explore nearby areas such as the historic Alfama district and the trendy Chiodo neighborhood, as Baixa provides easy access to these districts. Baixa and Alfama are two of Lisbon's most iconic neighborhoods, each offering distinct experiences. Baixa is grand and grid-like, while Alfama is soulful and maze-like. Both rank highly on TripAdvisor for their cultural richness and walkability. Saily is a travel-friendly eSIM service designed to keep you connected across borders without the hassle of physical SIM cards. It's especially popular among frequent travelers and digital nomads for its simplicity, affordability, and built-in security features. It works in over 200 countries and regions and has affordable plans. If you are traveling to Portugal or anywhere in the UK and EU, purchase the Unlimited Europe plan from Saily. Miradouros are Lisbon's scenic hilltop viewpoints, terraces that offer sweeping vistas of the city's rooftops, river, and iconic landmarks. They're essential to understanding Lisbon's vertical soul. The word Miradouro means lookout or viewpoint in Portuguese, and Lisbon, famously built on 7 hills, is dotted with dozens of these urban balconies. Each Miradouro offers a unique perspective, some romantic, some panoramic, some gritty, and some local. They're not just visual treats, but social spaces, often with kiosks, music, and locals lingering at sunset. top Miradores to explore include Miradoro de Senhora do Monte, Miradoro de Santa Lucia, Miradoro das Portas do Sol, Miradoro de São Pedro de Alcântara, Miradoro da Graca, and Miradoro de Santa Catarina. Miradoro das Senhora do Monte is the highest viewpoint in Lisbon, with panoramic views over Alfama, the castle, and the river. Miradoro de Santa Lucia is a postcard-perfect terrace with azulejo tiles and views over Alfama rooftops and the Tigris River. Miradoro das Portas do Sol is a lively and popular wide terrace overlooking Alfama and the cruise terminal. Miradoro de São Pedro de Alcântara is a landscape garden terrace with views of the castle and Baixa. Miradoro de Graca is the favorite for locals with a laid-back vibe and views of the castle and downtown. Miradoro de Santa Catarina overlooks the river and the 25 de April Bridge. Miradoros are more than viewpoints. They're urban punctuation marks that reveal Lisbon's topography, history, and social rhythms. They often sit near churches, convents, and former fortifications, marking spiritual and defensive high points. Today, they're democratic spaces where tourists and locals gather to reflect, celebrate, or simply pause. Miradoros often serve as social hubs where people gather to relax, social, and enjoy views, sometimes bringing their own food and drinks or buying them from kiosks. They provide stunning panoramas of Lisbon's unique landscape, often revealing views of the river and beyond. The viewpoints vary greatly, from busy developed terraces with seating and sometimes restaurants to quieter, more secluded spots. Castelo de São Jorge is Lisbon's iconic hilltop fortress with roots stretching back over 2 millennia and commanding a view of the city and the Tigris River. Perched atop the highest hill in the Alfama district, Castelo de São Jorge is a symbol of Lisbon's layered history, from ancient settlements to Moorish fortifications and Portuguese royal power. Its strategic location made it a military stronghold for the Romans, Visigoths, Moors, and eventually the Portuguese monarchy. The hill where the Castelo de São Jorge sits was inhabited as early as the 6th century BC, with fortifications dating back to the 2nd century BC. During the Moorish period from the 8th to 11th centuries, the castle was expanded and fortified by Muslim rulers, notably during the Umayyad period under Almanzar in 985. King Alfonso Henriques captured the castle in 1147 during the Siege of Lisbon, transforming it into a royal residence. From the 12th to early 16th century, it served as the seat of Portuguese kings and hosted courtly life, serving as the medieval royal palace. The castle fell under Spanish occupation. The castle lost prominence and was repurposed for military use. The castle was damaged by the earthquake of 1755, and the castle was partially restored in the 1940s, revealing its medieval walls and architectural layers. Visitors can walk along the ramparts and climb the towers of the castle for panoramic views. There is an archaeological site which reveals Roman, Moorish, and medieval remains. A periscope-like device offers a live 360-degree view of Lisbon from inside the Ulysses Tower. The castle grounds are home to lush gardens and resident peacocks, adding charm to the historic ambience. The castle is typically open daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Entry tickets cost €14 per adult with discounts for students and seniors. The best time to visit is early mornings or late afternoons to avoid crowds and catch golden hour views. The Lisbon Cathedral, better known as Sé de Lisboa, is the city's oldest church, founded in 1147 after the Christian conquest, and a living monument to Lisbon's layered religion and architectural history. Located in the Alfama district, the cathedral was built on the site of a former mosque following King Afonso Henrique's capture of Lisbon from the Moors. It survived the earthquake, reconstructions, and centuries of transformation, making it a cornerstone of Lisbon's spiritual and urban identity. The Lisbon Cathedral symbolized the establishment of the Diocese of Lisbon. Its first bishop, Gilberto de Hastings, was an English crusader. The original structure followed a Latin cross plan with 3 naves, a protruding transept, and a tripartite apse, similar to the old Cathedral of Coimbra. The 1755 earthquake caused significant damage, leading to Baroque and Gothic renovations over the century. The 14th century cloisters reveal Roman, Visigoth, and Moorish layers, showcasing Lisbon's deep historical strata. The twin bell towers and crenellated walls give the cathedral a defensive appearance, reflecting its dual role as a spiritual and civic stronghold. A stunning Gothic rose window dominates the western facade of the cathedral. The nave is austere and Romanesque, with side chapels and ambulatory reflecting later Gothic and Baroque influences. Fado in Alfama is a deeply emotional experience, raw, melancholic, and rooted in the district's working-class soul. It's where Lisbon's most iconic musical traditions was born and still thrives today. Alfama's winding alleys and intimate taverns are the spiritual home of Fado, a genre which emerged in the early 19th century among sailors, prostitutes, and the urban poor. Over time, it evolved into a national symbol of saudade, a uniquely Portuguese feeling of longing and nostalgia. The genre was elevated by aristocratic patronage and immortalized by legends like Amelia Rodriguez. What makes Alfama's Fado unique is authenticity, setting, and emotion. Unlike the tourist-heavy shows elsewhere, Alfama's Fado houses often feature locals singing spontaneously, preserving the genre's raw origins. Performances happen in dimly lit taverns or restaurants where silence is sacred and the music commands full attention. Fado in Alfama is less about technical perfection and more about emotional truth. Each song is a story of love, loss, or faith. Here are some of the most recommended spots to experience live Fado while experiencing traditional Portuguese cuisine. Club de Fado near the Lisbon Cathedral with renowned performers. Pasco do Chico, which is cozy and informal, known for amateur fado nights. Mesa de Fadas, set in a former chapel, intimate and atmospheric. Baixa Alfama, a historic venue once frequented by Emilia Rodriguez. Fado in Alfama is not just a show, it's a ritual. Locals and visitors alike gather in reverent silence, letting the music wash over them. It's a living tradition that resists commercialization, rooted in the same resilience that refines Alfama's post-earthquake survival and communal identity. Discover one of Europe's most captivating and picturesque capitals on a guided walking tour. Built on a series of hills and offering panoramic views from countless spots, explore the city with a local guide who will make sure that you have an interesting and fun experience. Join this walking tour in Lisbon through GetYourGuide. Enjoy stunning views of the city from its ramparts and towers, and see an exhibition with several artifacts. Discover the background of the most well-known monument in Lisbon, which dates back to the 10th century. Get your skip-the-line tickets to the São Jorge Castle and explore Lisbon's most popular attraction with GetYourGuide. The Praça do Comércio was the location of Praça da Ribeira, the main royal palace of Portugal. The earthquake struck on the morning of November 1st, when the city was celebrating the most important religious feast of All Saints' Day. More than 30,000 people perished, and the devastation included the Ribeira Palace Royal Library, which housed over 20,000 classical Portuguese literature books. One of Lisbon's most emblematic squares is the Praça do Mercado. One of Lisbon's most emblematic squares, better known by locals as Terreiro do Paco, since it was once where the Paco or palace used to stand before the earthquake. It is one of the largest squares in Europe. As a symbol of the city, it provides access to various attractions that can't be missed. The square was named Praça do Comércio, the Square of Commerce, to indicate its function in the economy of Lisbon. The symmetrical buildings of the square were filled with government bureaus regulating customs and port activities. The centerpiece of the ensemble was the equestrian statue of King Jose I, inaugurated in 1775 in the center of the square. This bronze statue was the first monumental statue dedicated to a king in Lisbon. It was designed by Joaquim Machado de Castro, Portugal's foremost sculptor of the time. Praça do Comércio is Lisbon's grandest square, built after the 1755 earthquake as a symbol of the city's resilience and commercial ambition. It sits on the edge of the Tagus River and was once the site of the royal palace. This plaza, built in its place, became the ultimate symbol of Lisbon's resilience, designed not for royalty, but for the new era of commerce. Under its elegant arcades, merchants and sea captains orchestrated global trades, planning voyages and exchanging the riches of a sprawling maritime empire. Over the centuries, this space has been the stage for dramatic national events. Make Praça do Comércio your starting point for discovering the city. You should climb up the Arco da Rua Augusta to marvel at the symmetry of the streets, the Calçada Portuguesa, and the view of the river. The Rua Augusta Arc is a stone memorial arch-like historical building and a visitor attraction in Lisbon on the Praça do Comércio. It was built to commemorate the city's reconstruction after the 1755 earthquake. It has 6 columns and is adorned with statues of various historical figures. Significant height from the arch crown to the cornice imparts an appearance of heaviness on the structure. The associated space is filled with the coat of arms of Portugal, made by French sculptor Célestin Anatole Camels, and represents glory rewarding valor and genius. Originally designed a bell tower, the building was ultimately transformed into an elaborate arch after more than a century. Rua Augusta is Lisbon's iconic pedestrian street, known for its vibrant atmosphere, historical architecture, and the majestic Rua Augusta Arc. Located in the heart of Lisbon's Baixa district, Rua Augusta stretches from the Praça do Comércio to Rossio Square, serving as a lively artery of commerce, culture, and tourism. The street is paved with traditional Portuguese cobblestones and lined with a mix of international brands, local boutiques, and age-old shops boosting vintage signage. Rua Augusta Arc was a triumphal arc built to commemorate Lisbon's reconstruction after the devastating 1755 earthquake. Completed in 1873, it features statues of historical figures and an observation deck offering panoramic views of the city and the Tagus River. The street buzzes with entertainers, roasted chestnut vendors, and outdoor cafes where tourists and locals mingle. From high-end fashion to quirky souvenirs, Rua Augusta offers a diverse retail experience. Rua Augusta is not just a shopping destination, it's a cultural experience. Whether you're admiring the architecture, enjoying a coffee under the sun, or climbing the Arc for a breathtaking view, it's a must-see for anyone exploring Lisbon. Explore the ancient capital of Portugal on foot in this walking tour. Wander along its cobbled streets and find yourself in awe of its picture-perfect districts. Walk your way around Lisbon's major historical sites and attractions in this tour. Explore the grounds of Rossio and Carmo Square by foot with a local English-speaking guide. Use my link to join this walking tour using Klook. Discover the best that Lisbon has to offer as you embark on a walking tour through the city's center. With a private guide, visit the top sites and areas of the city, including the ancient neighborhood of Alfama, the ornate Santa Justa lift, the bohemian neighborhood of Barrio Alto, and the Graca viewpoint. While you explore, your guide provides insights into the history and culture of Lisbon and Portugal. Join this Best of Lisbon walking tour through Viator. The Santa Justa lift is a striking neo-Gothic iron elevator in Lisbon that connects the Baixa district to the higher Chiodo and Carmo areas, offering panoramic views of the city. Built in 1902 by Raul Mezziner through Hansard, a Portuguese engineer inspired by Gustavo Eiffel, the Elevador de Santa Justa is both a functional piece of urban infrastructure and a beloved tourist attraction. It stands 45 meters tall and is the only vertical lift in Lisbon's public transport system. The ornate ironwork and filigree details evoke the grandeur of late 19th century European engineering reminiscent of the Eiffel Tower. At the top, a spiral staircase leads to a viewing platform with a 360-degree view over Baixa, Rossio Square, and the Tigris River. The Santa Justa lift is a connection point originally built to ease the climb between Lisbon's lower and upper neighborhoods, but now links the Rua de Santa Justa to Lago do Como via a walkway. The Santa Justa lift is typically open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., though seasonal charges may apply. To avoid long queues, visit early in the morning or late at night. To avoid paying tourist prices for the Santa Justa lift, access to the Santa Justa lift is free with the Lisboa card. Rossio Square, officially known as the Praça Dom Pedro IV Square, is the vibrant heart of Lisbon, a historic plaza that has witnessed centuries of political drama, cultural evolution, and everyday life. Located in the Baixa district, Rossio has been a central gathering place since the Middle Ages. Its current layout dates back to the 18th century following the 1755 earthquake and remains one of the city's most iconic and animated spaces. The square's signature black and white cobblestone design, laid in 1848, mimics ocean waves and has been replicated in cities like Rio de Janeiro and Macau. Dom Pedro IV statue at the Dom Pedro IV statue at the center of the square stands 27 meters high, symbolizing justice and constitutional monarchy. The Donna Maria II National Theater is a neoclassical gem built on the ruins of the Inquisition Palace. It anchors the north end of the square and hosts a rich program of Portuguese theater. Two ornate fountains imported from France during the 19th century flank the central monument, adding elegance and symmetry to the square. Its proximity to Rua Augusta and the Santa Justa Lift, and the Rossio train station, with its stunning neo-monoline facade, makes it a natural anchor for exploring Lisbon's downtown. Rossio Station is Lisbon's historical gateway to Sintra, renowned for its neo-Manueline architecture and central location in the Baixa district. Built in 1887 and opened in 1891, Rossio Station was designed by architect Jose Luis Monteiro. Its facade is a masterpiece of Portuguese Gothic revival, featuring horseshoe-shaped arches, ornamental windows, and clock towers that anchor its fairy tale aesthetic. It faces the northwest corner of Rossio Square, making it a seamless part of Lisbon's urban fabric. Rossio is the main departure point for trains to Sintra, one of Portugal's most popular day trips. Rossio is the main departure point for trains to Sintra, one of Portugal's most popular day trip destinations. The journey takes about 40 minutes. The station's ornate exterior and vaulted interiors make it a tourist attraction in its own right. The platforms are located underground, accessed via escalators and staircases from the ticket hall. While the exterior retains 19th century charm, the interior has been updated with modern commuter needs. Visit Alfama for its soulful history and fado-filled alleys. Explore Baixa for grand plazas, neoclassical architecture, and Lisbon's post-earthquake renovation. Alfama dates back to the 8th century and retains its Moorish street layout, a maze of steep stone alleys that survived the 1755 earthquake. Laundry-draped balconies, hidden courtyards, and colorful buildings create a lived-in charm that feels timeless. The birthplace of Portugal's melancholic musical tradition, Alfama is filled with fado houses where locals sing stories of longing and resilience. After the 1755 earthquake, Baixa was rebuilt with a rational grid-like and earthquake-resistant architecture, one of Europe's finest examples of urban planning. Wide avenues, symmetrical buildings, and grand squares like Praça do Comércio and Rossio Square, which define Baixa's aesthetic. Rua Augusta is a pedestrian paradise lined with shops, cafes, and street performers, culminating in the triumphal Rua Augusta Arc. Together, they offer a layered journey through the city's heart. Alfama and Baixa offer a contrast in Lisbon's identity. Alfama is intimate, emotional, and rooted in pre-modern resilience, while Baixa is rational, civic-minded, and a symbol of Enlightenment-era renovation.